WLS is everywhere you are. Connect with the WLS AM app on your smartphone. Listen live online and catch up on Newsmaker podcasts at WLSAM.com.
Blossoms blooming, it's all empty and I don't care. So my baby down by the river.
7:36. Awake with Jake right here at a Saturday morning. Thank you for making this your show of choice right here in 89 WLS. Alex in Bolingbrook. Good morning, Alex. You're on 89 WLS.
Good morning, Jake. How are you?
What's on your mind?
Well, I was just calling to talk to you about that high school in Utah. I actually went to that high school, and that $15,000 fine that they're imposing for having the soda machines on in the bookstore is absolutely ridiculous. They're having to cut back on school programs. I think they're cutting the band, as well as some sports programs, and I think it's absolutely ridiculous that they're doing this for having a soda machine on.
And the crazy part is the kids could buy the soda before lunch, walk into the cafeteria, eat their lunch, drink the soda, and they'd be okay with the feds.
Right, but they can't walk out of the lunchroom, buy a pop, and then and then go back in the lunchroom. I mean, it's completely ridiculous and frankly outrageous that they're doing this. All it is they're trying to get money. And
they can't sell candy, although they can have Snickers and Milky Way because there's nuts on them. They figure, and the feds call that nutritious.
Right, but they can't sell licorice or gummy bears or anything like that. I mean, it's ridiculous, and I don't really know what else to say about it, but it blows me away.
I know. I read the story, and the principal said what's happening is they're losing money because they rely upon the money they make out of the soda machines and candy machines to pay for a lot of the extra programs that there's no money in the budget for. But he says what's happening is the kids are going out of school for lunch to the local gas station or convenience store, and they're buying their stuff there.
Yeah, it's an open campus during lunchtime, and so I did it myself. I'd leave and go and get a burger at the McDonald's or something like that, And what really blows me away is this isn't doing anything. I know they put it under the guise of helping to curb obesity in children. It's not going to do anything because they can buy the soda before and after lunch. What's that 50-minute window going to do where they can't buy a pop in the school?
Exactly.
Like you said, they can go somewhere else and buy it, or they can buy it before or buy it after. It's not going to do anything, and it just blows me away that people fall for this stuff.
All right. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
It's the lobster in the water theory. You put him in the room temperature water, you turn on the heat, and the lobster doesn't realize he's being boiled to death. And we're the lobsters. We're in the pot. James in the car, you're on 89 WLS.
Hey, how you doing, Jake? I've waited a long time to say this. Long-time listener, first-time caller, man. It's good to talk to you.
Thank you.
I wanted to talk to you about the sugar thing going on up in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And, my take on that is that their tobacco or anti-tobacco campaign is working a little too well for them. And we all know that states cannot do with less money. So what better thing to replace that tax with than something we all crave as a human being? We need sugar. We just don't want it. We need it. But they just can't tax it at first. Nobody will go for it. So they have to place some kind of stigma on it at first. A certain part of society will go for it. A certain part will argue against it. Boom, they'll get the tax maybe. Then it'll move to some other liberal place like L.A., then next maybe Chicago. And next thing you know, sugar's the next big thing like tobacco or alcohol. It's bad for you. You're paying, another $1 a gram or something for sugar. Now, who benefits from it?
And the difference here, though, is like I know Chicago's talking about like Los Angeles having a tax on soda so much an ounce, a penny or 2 cents an ounce. But this is different in New York in that they're actually going to restrict the size of the drinks.
Yeah, it's just crazy, though. But I mean, they have to move in steps. They just can't come out and do exactly what they want. They got to get a certain amount of the population to go with it. So if it starts off with a 16-ounce drink, Okay, well, to get people to agree with that, then, okay, well, that's not really working. We're going to have to, limit it by the gram of sugar that you're getting. Have as many grams as you want, but you're going to pay for it.
Or ration how much you can buy.
Exactly. It's just sinister. When does it stop?
Well, if it's sugar today, what is it tomorrow?
Yeah, I like to say, Capitol Hill needs an enema.
Thank you, James. Bye-bye. Rio in a car, you're on 89 WLS.
I just wanted to say that this banning is, they're almost as bad on either way they look at the issue. Either they're saying that pizza counts as a nutritious food because it's got tomato on it, or it's that this is because it has nuts, that counts as a food. I do think it's just a stretch to generate revenue, and they should just say what it is.
They want your money.
Right.
All right. Thank you, Ria.
All right, bye.
Jim in Geneva. Jim, you're on 89 WLS.
Your great show. Let them drink all the sugar they want. Let them drink booze. Let them smoke. Let them drive without seat belts. Let them text while driving. Eliminate airbags. And you know what? They'd all die young. We wouldn't have a Social Security or pension problem.
That's a very unique way of looking at it. I like that.
Hey, it works.
Thank you, Jim. To another Jim on the Kennedy. You're on 89 WLS.
Yeah, my comment is really simple. Only government money should be controlled like this. So if you get food stamps, maybe you can't buy zingers and ho-hos. And then that way, the actual money that the government's giving is what they're controlling, not my money. And I would wonder how people would feel who are on food stamps if the government were suddenly telling them you can only get, meat and potatoes with your food stamps.
Well, I'm waiting for them to say that the people on food stamps have to be able to buy organic.
Well, that down the line would be the best way, of course. That would be the best of all possible world.
But organic's more expensive, so you'd have to increase the amount of food stamps.
Well, but I have a feeling there'd become less people on food stamps at that point. Once we knock them off zingers and candy bars and Coke and all that, I think people will not want to get on food stamps as quickly. They can only get, like I said, meat and potatoes. Pretty soon it may not be as popular.
Thank you, sir. Speaking of, you want to hear a real sad story, and we'll get back to your calls, but this is up in Canada, Edmonton, Canada. A guy by the name of Lyndon Dorval, 61 years old. He's a teacher. He's suspended. He's been a teacher for 35 years. You know why he got suspended? Because he will not follow the policy set by the principal and the board of giving a student a mark of 0 on an assignment or test. So I'm clear here. What this teacher does, if a student doesn't turn in an assignment, he gives him a 0. If he fails the test, doesn't do anything on it, he gives him a 0. The school is saying you can't do that. The school wants the teachers, the whole district, they want the teachers just to judge the kids on the work they turn in. So if you turned in one assignment and you did well on it, according to the school, you don't have to turn in anything else, because if you don't and get zeros, they don't want to count the zeros. And the teacher says that's wrong. And I agree with the teacher, but they've suspended him. And this teacher has looked into where this whole policy came from, and it comes out of the whole self-esteem movement. Remember that? Where if a student gets a 0, it's going to damage their ego, and they're going to give up. Imagine that. If you tell a kid you don't have to study, because if you don't study and get a 0, we're going to pass you anyway. That's up in Canada. Soon to come here, I'm betting. If not here, in some places already. John on the Dan Ryan. John, you're on 89 WLS.
Hey, good morning. This whole sugar thing is the perfect tax. 20 years ago, I said if they can tax cigarettes to stop you from doing a legal thing anywhere, then what's next? Sugar is the answer.
I remember when you called me, it was a Saturday night. It was August 1992, and that's what you said exactly.
That's exactly what I said, Jake. I'm glad you remembered me.
Because it was so unusual. I figured that would never happen, but here it's happening.
And, sugar is the perfect tax, because every time they raise a tobacco tax, more and more people quit. Nobody's ever going to stop eating their candy bars. And as far as the people on welfare, they're not going to say they can only have organic. They want the tax. It's their new source of revenue.
But they won't have the money to pay the tax.
Of course they will. They'll just
give a program
more money.
Yeah. And what about the people who give up cigarettes, and instead of the cigarettes they get those candy cigarettes? They won't even be able to do that anymore.
Well, they will be. They'll just get taxed on candy cigarettes. They won't be able to give those up.
Thank you, John.
Thank you. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Patrick. Paul and Aurora, you're on 89 WLS.
Hey, good morning. I think this is about the money, and if you just follow it, you'll see where this is going. I mean, the government makes more money on a pack of cigarettes than tobacco companies, and there's over 400,000 attributable deaths to cigarettes each year. And with diabetes, there's about 100,000 amputations in diabetics a year, and in fact, they get admitted to the hospital more for amputations of limbs than they do for the diabetes. So if Bloomberg's really being altruistic and looking for our welfare here, he should be banning tobacco first and then giving away free insulin.
That would make sense.
Because you have a direct cause and relationship with tobacco. There's no doubt about it. It's been proven over and over. And the sugars, yeah, it makes people heavy, but it's not killing people like that is. And the government will never do it. My guess is there's some soft drink deal at a big stadium gone bad in New York, and it ticked Bloomberg off, so he's going to go after the soft drink manufacturers.
Well, the soft drink people aren't happy.
That's what I thought.
Who would ever think that it's going to be a bigger crime in New York to have Coca-Cola, than it is to have Coke from Colombia? Who would ever think, huh? Let's go to Elaine in Mokina. Hey, Elaine.
Hi. I'm just thinking about all of the schools that are crabbing about their candy. What about the schools that are getting rid of their gym teachers? You know, they're cutting all the gym classes. They're cutting these sports and things where the kids could actually get some exercise and be out there playing and working off whatever they ate. But they're cutting all the gym classes. And a lot of the high schools, they've decreased the classes by like half. And it's not mandatory anymore.
I have a plan for that.
Oh.
I announced this plan some months ago. What you have in schools that have more than one floor, it's a second and a third floor, and it's a big school. It always a mandatory twice a day fire drills.
Oh, that'd be great.
Well,
I think that'd be a good idea.
That'll get the kids walking, and they'll get some fresh air too.
Yeah, I guess so. But except for the fact I have an unemployed gym teacher daughter, so I sure would like her to get a job.
All right, thank you. Good luck. Good luck for her. See, okay. We'll get back. 7:48, back after this on 89 WLS.
Blame Canada! Blame Canada! With all their beady little eyes and flapping heads so full of lies. Blame Canada! Blame Canada! We need to form a full assault! Get his off!
This is Chicago's talk leader.
Somebody's got to take a stand.
I agree with you, but you can't duck the issue.
Bring it on.
First time caller. I'm an avid listener.
Point to the fact.
I'm not a victim. Put up or shut up. I agree.
The best thing on radio. I had a comment.
What I think is causing all this recession.
In our 89th year, entertaining Chicago.
How can that be?
89 WLS.
Right now at Pearl Vision, when you buy a pair of glasses, we'll give you a second pair free, up to $250. That's 2 pairs for the price of 1. Because we know these days every dollar counts. But that doesn't mean you should neglect taking care of your eyes. Sight shouldn't feel like an extravagance. It is, after all, life's greatest sense. Which is why we're offering this great buy one, get one free deal. So whether you need a new prescription, a backup pair of glasses, or just a different look, there's no better time to come to Pearl Vision. Visit pearlvision.com to find the store nearest you. With so many convenient locations, it's easy to find one in your neighborhood. The Pearl Vision buy one, get one free offer ends soon. So hurry in today for your free pair. Pearl Vision. Clearly different.
Second pair value up to $250. Valid prescription required. Valid only at participating U.S. locations. See store for details. Some restrictions apply. Offer ends 6/30/2012.
Hey, it's Richard Roper. You know, radio is exciting, and you can be a part of it. We're looking for qualified candidates to join our sales team. If you're energetic, if you enjoy fast-paced workdays, and if you're striving to earn a higher income, your path to the next level starts here on the radio. You'll work directly with local and regional business owners, showing them how our radio stations can help attract new customers to their business. To arrange a confidential screening interview, call Lindsay Arquilla, our recruitment coordinator, at 312-357-1488. That's 312-357-1488. Cumulus is an equal opportunity employer.
You've reached the Hilton Honors Great Getaway Sale Hotline. Press any key to save up to 40% at participating hotels. To trade your insane schedule for a beach towel at the Hilton, press 1. To trade your morning commute for breakfast in bed at the Waldorf Astoria or Conrad, press 2. If you forgot about your friend's wedding and want to stay at the DoubleTree instead of your in-laws' couch, press 3. To escape to a Hilton Garden Inn or Hampton where annoying email can't find you, press 4. To gloat about your getaway at the Hilton Grand Vacations until your friends dislike you, press 5. To turn every weekend into a 3-day weekend at the Homewood Suites or Home 2 Suites, press 6. To play Mary Had a Little Lamb, press 3575333. To save up to 40% at participating hotels, visit HiltonGetaways.com or call 866-842-3335.
Book before July 23rd, 2012 and stay at participating hotels by September 30th, 2012. Subject to availability, additional terms apply. Visit HiltonGetaways.com for complete details.
And now, the Fisher Nuts on their fresh, energy-packed trail mixes.
Oh, man. Have you guys ever felt so alive?
Oh, heavens no, dear. Why, a Fisher Trail Mix is the perfect fix for the daily doldrums.
The daily what's the who said?
Laxidaisy's my little peanut. Exhaustion.
Absolutely, positively, Walnut. Fisher Trail Mixes are like the cure-all for hitting the wall. I mean, it's just like a wave of fresh energy.
Oh, you know it, Almond. Like how they pair us up with juicy, dried cranberries to create the on-the-go energy mix to max out the day.
Yeah, or my stomach mints where I hit the trails with my best friends, raisins and little chocolate candies. We're on the go all day discovering the wilderness of the mall.
Speaking of discovery, looks like another customer's discovered a little fresh energy explosion. I mean, come on.
Get a boost of fresh energy with the trail mixes from Fisher. 5 energy-packed trail mixes that are the snack that gets you back on track. Now available at your local Jewel Osco. For freshness on the go, think Fisher.
Tune in to the Mortgage Radio Show here on 890 AM WLS this morning at 11 a.m. The Mortgage Radio Show, hosted by Carrie Kasem and mortgage expert Alex Michaels. Brought to you by Network Capital Funding Corporation. Will help you find the right mortgage product for your needs. The Mortgage Radio Show will provide you reliable information, up-to-the-minute interest rates, and most current loan programs available. Get the tools needed to make sound financial and mortgage choices. Tune in this morning at 11 a.m. on 890 AM WLS. The Mortgage Radio Show, your number one choice for mortgage news.
An ABC News update is just minutes away. 89 WLS and online at WLSAM.com.
Teach your children well. Their father's help did slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams.
7:54. Yeah, my kids are doing very well. They're working on my eulogy. Yeah, Dad was a mean SOB. That's how it starts. And it goes downhill from there. Yeah, they're working on the rough edges of it now. Aaron in Danville. Good morning, Aaron. Welcome to 89 WLS.
Good morning, Jake. I'm just wondering if they're going to go and ban Halloween, and then we can all pass out rice cakes, and then there'll be an increase in selling eggs because when the kids go around and start egging our houses.
The kids won't egg houses.
You have a good day, Jake.
Thank you, Aaron.
Jake.
I was thinking, you know what? And here's how crazy this was. I've been doing this for 20 years. 20 years ago, I would go, Aaron's not. They would never do that. 10 years ago, I would never. 5 years ago, but now I'm thinking, I bet there's a better than 50-50 chance they would ban Halloween. Because it fits right in. We're doing it for the children. We're saving them. Martha on the Northwest Side. Welcome to 89 WLS, Martha.
Hi. How about getting rid of the school buses and let the kids walk to school?
Yeah.
Let them have that candy bar.
When
I walked to school, and I always had a good Mr. Goodbar. That was my favorite.
Yeah, when I was a
So
kid, I walked to school every day in grade school
I know it.
and loved it.
I think that's a good idea.
All right, thank you, Martha.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. Of course, the school is right across the street, but that's besides the point. I still walked. Gary in Morton Grove. Hey, Gary.
Hey, Jake. Love you guys. And everybody that helps you promote this wonderful show. But, you know, the other day it was
Who would that be? Wait a minute. Who would that be? There's nobody promoting the show.
Well, I mean, it helps you produce the show.
Okay.
You got folks in the background that are, you know, like your fellow that the producer that answers the phone. But, you know, it was Donut Day.
Yesterday was, yes, National Donut Day.
Yes, it was. And the dear Emperor, Bloomberg, he came out and was promoting a foot-wide donut from Entenmann's. And I just thought, I wondered if there's any hypocrisy there.
Was there a big hole in the donut?
Well, he doesn't like sugar drinks. But can you imagine the calories in a foot-wide donut?
Yeah. I wonder how much that donut is.
Well, as soon as he gets done with it, it'll probably be $50.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you.
We are out of time. Paul Bryan with Drive Chicago is standing by. He's going to be taking over in a couple minutes. I'll be back, let's see, next week. Next Saturday, 5 a.m. That's the plan. And the entire staff that helps put this great show together. Thank you, staff. And thank you to the listeners who listen and those that call. And those of you who we couldn't get to, I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm done. Paul's coming up, and later on at noon, I think we have Nick and Jack again today. Nick Zitzen, Jack O'Malley, right here on 89 WLS.
89 WLS.